Hello, gorgeous, lovely, fab change people. How are you? Dr. Phil Hammond here. And boy, do we ever need fabulous change now. You've been sharing the best ideas in health and social care for quite a few years now. We spend trillions on health and social care, but nobody's actually quite sure what health is. If you search through our fabulous NHS constitution, it doesn't give a definition for health. But I actually think there are three strands to health. I think health is our freedom to live a life that we have reason to value, that also values other people. Really important we value others and value ourselves. So it's freedom. It's also our ability to bounce back when shit happens. A lot of shit has happened this year, but evolutionary perspective says that people who respond to change best, who bounce back when bad things happen in their life, are most likely to survive, and that's what we're all doing. And the third element, health, I think, is our duty. It's our duty to care for ourselves, to care for others, to care for planet. So that's a good definition of health, isn't it? It's a fad. Freedom, ability, duty. And I hope you're looking after yourselves too. We know that in anything like the NHS and most public services and care work, that work is always limitless. There's always more you could do. Time is limited. Sometimes you have the resources and you have the staffing level and you have the energy to do an absolutely fabulous job, which is what we do most of the time. But I think it's also important to recognise that sometimes you just do an okay job, and that's okay as well. Sometimes you're 2 or 3 staff members down, you're feeling absolutely exhausted, something sad has happened, a friend may be sick, and you sort of deliver a competent, safe job that isn't always fabulous. I remember when the National Institute for Clinical Excellence was founded all those years ago, and I've chaired its conference for quite a few years. And I said there are times when we can't be clinically excellent all the time, so as well as NICE, we need NIGE, the National Institute for Good Enough. So we need to be safe at all times. Sometimes we will be excellent and fabulous. But the most important thing is that we care for ourselves. And we don't really have a great history of that. I'm of that generation of doctors where you worked 120 hours a week and you had to man up and be tough enough. You didn't talk about your problems. You didn't bring your problems to work. Some of us survived. Some of us ended up with jaundice and big livers, drinking too much. Sadly, doctors and frontline healthcare workers take their lives in greater numbers than members of the general population. And I'd like to think we're getting better than that. There were some great innovations on Fab Change Day, such as the wobble room, where people have time to sort of chill out and look out for each other, get their heads together, have some quiet time. Sometimes just going somewhere quiet, perhaps outdoors for 15 minutes and letting all that stress and anxiety and negative thoughts float away can make a difference.